Bueno, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Silvia y soy del staff de la coalición.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Silvia Perez, and I'm here with the coalition.
Gracias a ustedes que nos van a acompañar en esta tarde que ha sido pues una tarde maravillosa para estar acá con ustedes.
And thank you again for being here with us. This is a wonderful afternoon to be here with everyone.
Sabemos que ustedes son aliados muy importantes para nosotros aquí como en esta comunidad Immokalee para los trabajadores.
We know that y'all are great allies here with us in this community in Immokalee with the farm workers.
Nosotros estamos orgullosos de ver ustedes, tal vez como en la pantalla, pero también es muy importante para apoyar a esta lucha que tenemos ya por años.
We're very proud to be here, proud of y'all for being here with us and for fighting in this fight with us for so many years.
Y sabemos lo que estamos enfrentando ahorita, pero así la lucha va a seguir y esperamos que tenemos pues ese mismo ánimo que hemos tenido ya por años desde que la lucha empezó.
And we know that we've been fighting in this for many, many years, and y'all have been with us. And we continue to do this from the very beginning to right now.
Y sabemos lo que estamos enfrentando ahorita. Hay como diferentes acciones, diferentes luchas que tenemos, pero la lucha de la campaña que tenemos es muy fuerte todavía, aunque estamos enfrentando esta pandemia hoy en día.
And we know that right now there's a lot of actions and a lot of work around organizing. And right now, especially with what we're facing, it's really important to continue this fight with us during this pandemic that we're facing.
Sabemos lo que estamos enfrentando es triste porque no es igual de ver a nuestros aliados así en las pantallas cuando nos mirábamos así todos en un grupo grande, la gente de fe y los estudiantes también. Ellos han sido muy importantes para nuestras luchas que hemos tenido.
And we know that it's sad right now not being able to see your faces and being able to get together and join the way that we used to, especially with our people of faith, our students, our network, our biggest allies, but we continue to fight.
Pero esperamos que todos ustedes que se encuentran bien de salud alrededor de sus familias y ustedes nos están viendo en diferentes estados aquí en esta red que tenemos, nosotros también estamos aquí pues llevando nuestras luchas que tenemos.
And we hope that everybody who is watching us right now and joining us today is safely at home. Your families are safe and healthy during this time. We are very glad that everybody can join us from different states, different areas, and being here with us today and hearing what we're talking about.
Y sabemos que hoy es 27 de mayo, también hoy es un día especial que siempre se hace cada año esta acción, esta protesta, o hemos ido a participar, hemos viajado desde Immokalee con los trabajadores hasta Ociw, pero esta vez no se pudo hacer. Pero para eso estamos nosotros, para explicarles un poquito qué es lo que pasó en este día, el día de hoy.
And today, May 27th, every year is a really special day for us. It's normally a time where we go up to Ohio to prep, and we have our allies there with us, and we bring farm workers with us as well. And this is a time where we get together to join in our in solidarity.
Y ustedes también van a aprender muchas cosas importantes. Los otros compañeros van a también explicar un poquito lo del programa el día de hoy.
And so as we sit here, we're going to be talking about what happened today during the meeting. We have other people here, other staff that are going to be joining us later to kind of give us a summary of what happened today and everything that was said.
Y ahorita le vamos a dejar el tiempo a la compañera Lupe, ¿verdad?
And right now we're going to pass it over and give a little bit of time to our other staff member, CRUZ.
Wait, so you can't hear them? Ok, ya empezás.
Muy bien.
¿Puedes repetir?
Bueno, sí, mi nombre es CRUZ SALUCIO, soy parte de la coalición de trabajadores Imócali. Gracias, Silvia, por la información que nos acabas de compartir y también agradecer a todos los que están viendo la transmisión en esta tarde.
Good afternoon, my name is CRUZ SALUCIO and I am a member of the Coalition of Immokalee Workers. Thank you, Sylvia, for that introduction, and thank you to all of you who have joined us here on this live stream.
Así es, a continuación vamos a poder también escuchar un poco el reporte, ya que hoy se estuvo realizando lo que es la Junta de Accionistas de WENDY'S. La compañera LUPE nos va a dar un reporte sobre lo que pasó en este día, ¿verdad? Bueno, también si usted tiene preguntas, ustedes que están viendo el video, cualquier pregunta que ustedes tengan, pueden también escribirnos, con gusto le estaremos respondiendo.
Okay, so our coworker Lupe is going to be sharing a little bit more about the shareholder meeting, the Wendy shareholder meeting that happened this morning. And also, if you all have any questions, please feel free to put those in the comments, and we will try to respond to those there. There will also be space later in the program to answer questions live. Thank you.
Bueno, pues gracias, Cruz, y gracias a todos los que están ahí detrás de su pantalla viendo esto que estamos haciendo, ¿verdad? Ya que hoy tuvimos un día bastante importante.
Yeah, so thank you, Cruz. Thank you to all of you who are watching on the other side of the screen. Today was a very important day for us.
Hoy se tuvo la Junta de Accionistas en donde pues todos los accionistas de Wendy se reunieron, ¿verdad? Y estuvimos presentes para escuchar cuáles son las cosas que ellos están haciendo.
So today was the day of Wendy's shareholder meeting. This is the day that all the shareholders who have stocks in Wendy's are able to all meet together and discuss Wendy's plan of the past year and of the coming year.
Y bueno, pues no dijeron nada nuevo, ¿verdad? Muchas de las cosas que ellos dijeron es cosas que ya sabíamos. Básicamente, como corporaciones, no están tomando responsabilidad para asegurar los derechos humanos de los trabajadores, especialmente en esta pandemia que estamos pasando.
So Wendy's didn't say anything new. It is the same situations where big corporations are not taking into consideration the rights of the workers who labor and produce food for their supply chains.
Entonces, como corporaciones, ¿verdad? Se nota que lo único que están ellos haciendo es hacer crecer su cadena de mercado, cómo expandir, ¿verdad? En los restaurantes de Wendy's. Entonces, para ellos es como tener una prioridad en este tiempo de COVID-19.
So most of what we heard was about Wendy's plans to expand their market, to make more money, to expand their business, to create more Wendy's. And this is nothing new. However, this is under the time of COVID-19, and this is still their priorities right now.
Entonces, hubieron algunos aliados que estuvieron en esa junta para hacer una pregunta, más que nada, ¿qué está pensando Wendy's en hacer con respecto al programa de comida justa, que es básicamente un programa reconocido para defender los derechos humanos de los trabajadores?
So luckily we were able to have some allies in that meeting who were able to ask a question to Wendy's about the Fair Food Program and about the steps that they are taking to defend workers during this time.
Y bueno, lo que ellos dijeron es que este es un tema que se ha hablado en otras juntas y que básicamente es una disputa comercial. Eso fue lo que dijeron. Entonces, también mencionaron mucho lo que son los invernaderos, diciendo que los trabajadores en los invernaderos no están expuestos a pesticidas.
And so what Wendy's response was to this is that this is a topic that they have talked about many times. They talked about this issue as a commercial dispute, and they also talked about greenhouses and how greenhouses are a space that are free of pesticides.
Que los invernaderos básicamente no están usando mucho agua, que no están usando tanta energía y que eso pues ayuda a proteger el medio ambiente.
And so things also that greenhouses use less water, they use less, as I said, pesticides, and these are all things that are being done to protect the environment.
Entonces, pues nosotros no estamos en contra de proteger el medio ambiente, estamos a favor que eso se haga y qué bueno que ellos lo están haciendo, pero también queremos que se reconozca la humanidad de los trabajadores que están en esos invernaderos.
And so we are not against the protection of the environment. We are absolutely in favor of this work to protect the environment. However, we do know that it also is critically important that the conditions that workers are facing inside these greenhouses is equally, if not more important.
De nada sirve tener todas estas cosas que Wendy se está diciendo mientras se sufre acoso sexual en el lugar de trabajo, que se sigue viviendo lo que es la falta de protección de la salud y la seguridad de los trabajadores en esos ranchos.
And we know that these concerns about the environment don't do anything for workers that are facing something such as sexual harassment in the workplace on these farms. There's no place for these workers to go just because it's protecting the environment.
Entonces, cuando no hay una línea para poder quejarse, la línea de 24 horas, de nada sirve tener buena calidad del tomate, buena calidad de productos, porque la voz de los trabajadores aún siguen callados.
And so there's no 24-hour hotline for a worker to call if they're facing anything in the workplace. And this is really what is important. This is more important than the quality of a tomato.
Especialmente ahorita con COVID-19, donde nos estamos dando cuenta como trabajadores que no hay ninguna protección para nuestra salud y que nadie está preocupándose por estos trabajadores esenciales que simplemente están siendo ignorados, que simplemente siguen exponiendo sus vidas para poder proveer productos a estas corporaciones.
And so especially during this time of the coronavirus, we know that workers are putting themselves on the line and their lives on the line every single day as they go to labor in these places to put food on the tables of our country. And these are critically important things to be thinking about. And these are things that Wendy's is not taking acknowledgement of.
Entonces, Wendy's tiene una gran responsabilidad. Las cadenas de supermercado y cadenas de comida que están pues recibiendo los productos que los trabajadores estamos cosechando tienen una gran responsabilidad. Es tiempo de que esa responsabilidad se tome, no que se siga ignorando y no que se siga dejando al trabajador a la suerte.
So Wendy's is equally responsible for what is happening in their food chain during this time and their supply chain during this time. And it is time that Wendy's is no longer ignoring workers and workers' rights and workers' needs during this time. These are critically important.
Entonces, más adelante, pues mi compañero Gerardo va a estar hablando un poco sobre lo que está pasando aquí en Immokalee. Y pues ustedes ahí que están detrás de la pantalla, pues sigan compartiendo esta información, sigan invitando a más gente a unirse a este boicot que tenemos con Wendy's, porque es muy importante no solamente para ahora, sino también para largo plazo, cómo los trabajadores vamos a ser protegidos cuando corporaciones como Wendy's no están tomando ninguna responsabilidad.
So my compañero Gerardo is going to talk a little bit later about what is happening in Immokalee right now during this time. However, what we want, please continue inviting people. We want to know that our message is being heard. This message of boycotting Wendy's is not just a short-term solution during coronavirus times. This is a long-term solution to improve workers' lives.
Es importante que como consumidores podamos tomar también esta campaña como nuestra, ¿verdad? Porque como consumidores tenemos ese gran poder y se debe de usar para que las corporaciones escuchen la voz de los trabajadores.
So it is important that as consumers, we take this campaign, this Wendy's campaign, as our own, because we know that we have an important place in the supply chain and as consumers of these products. And this is also very serious.
Entonces, ahí abajo en su pantalla está pasando información del boicot de Wendy's. Deben de mandar sus preguntas. Si ustedes tienen preguntas, mándelas. Al final vamos a tener un tiempo para responder algunas en vivo y otras que se van a estar respondiendo en el chat.
So below here on the screen, you're seeing our Boycott Wendy's website, our petition, places to donate. These are all links that you're able to explore. Please send us your questions. We're going to have a small time for some questions during this webinar. And we will also be responding to other questions in the chat.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias, Lupe, por la información de este día. Agradecemos también a todos los que están conectándose en este momento para ver la transmisión. Sabemos que tenemos mucha información muy importante para todos, ¿verdad? Actualizando un poco de la campaña contra Wendy's. Pero también tenemos al compañero Gerardo Reyes Chávez, que va a estar también hablando un poco más en detalle lo que estamos haciendo en estos días aquí en Immokalee.
Thank you so much, Lupe, for that information. We are really thankful for everyone that is here with us today on this live transmission. So we are going to be giving a little bit more information now about what's going on with the Wendy's campaign. Our coworker Gerardo is going to be speaking more about that now. Thank you.
Mientras que se prepara el compañero Gerardo, pues queremos invitar a todos, ahí en la pantalla ven también donde ustedes pueden obtener más información de apoyar la campaña de comida justa y también apoyar la campaña que estamos llevando con el COVID-19.
So while we're waiting for Gerardo, you all can look at our pages, our Facebook page, our CAW website for more information about how you can help with the Wendy's campaign and with the COVID-19 support here in Immokalee. Thanks.
Gracias.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for being here with us. I'm going to just start by saying that we are very helpful to be able to push together for the things that are needed here in Immokalee. And I know that, there is a lot of uncertainty right now here in Immokalee and in other communities as vulnerable as Immokalee. And I just want to start by sharing a little bit of what has been the numbers, how much they have been increasing lately in Immokalee. There's a huge spike. As of yesterday, I think the numbers are in 447 people infected, confirmed infected. And there has been a huge spike in numbers in this past week. We started the efforts, just to give you a sense of where we are coming from today. We started these efforts trying to push for, and I'm going to take this off, sorry. It's a little difficult to talk with this, sorry. And we are practicing social distancing, obviously. Since the entire month of April, we have been pushing for the attention that our community needed in terms of having tests made available for Immokalee, in terms of a plan on behalf of the Department of Health and the emergency management in the county, but also from the government, the governor of Florida. We started with a petition to get more testing for Immokalee. We were pushing for several weeks, and finally at the beginning of this month, on May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, we were able to get testing, 2,000 test kits, 1,368 people took the test because they did it in hours that didn't really make much sense for the community to be able to attend. But from those cases, it took a while for the results to come back. It also took a while for those, the people that were in charge of communicating those results to those who went and did it. The numbers were relatively low, but then we realized that there were a lot of people that were not even contacted at all. At the same time, and right after those tests took place, Doctors Without Borders were conducting testing, but they had limited access to tests, and they were trying to do that 3 times a week. They were doing that only twice a week, and then this past week they couldn't because there was no more test available for them to do the job. In terms of contact tracing, it has been limited, and what we need today is more testing available, because in the spike of a month, the Clinic of Immokalee in the month of April, they did only about 160 tests in the entire month. So for us to be able to push together for the governor to make this test available, it was a huge victory and a first step, but not by any means the only thing that was required. That was just the beginning. And since that point until today, no more tests in that amount has been made available. So this is the graphic as of May 23rd. Today is 4:47, and I think probably we don't have the graphic. Okay, so this is just to give you a sense of how it looks in regards to the spike. And sorry that this is very right there. So you can clearly see by this graphic that the numbers have been spiking a lot right here in this past week. And this is with limited access to testing. There's a lot of people that are calling our radio station to ask, where could I go to take a test? Because I know of someone that in my job tested positive. Where can I do all of this? It's something that is really, really scary for the community. And the closest place in which they can go to get testing, it's in Naples. This past Saturday, they were conducting some testing there. We know that in other places like Fort Myers, which is not part of our county, but just to give you a sense, they have been doing drive-through testing for several weeks now, every day. And communities like Immokalee have not been treated in the same way in Florida. In fact, in the map that the Department of Health have been sharing, it shows in terms of rural Florida, it shows 3 communities in particular that are on red. What that means is that there's 300 or more cases that are confirmed. One of the communities obviously is Immokalee, the other one is Belle Glade, lots of farm workers there, and Homestead. And we, in this conversation, continue to see that trending. People are being impacted because people are poor. People travel to work in overcrowded buses. People live in overcrowded spaces. People are poor. And then at the same time, this notion of workers that are considered, or a job that's considered essential, but workers, ironically enough, are treated as if they were expendable. That is the issue that we have at hand here. And that's why we're really excited to be able to connect with all of you. So, and I'm going to ask my colleagues to please give me a sign whenever I'm getting closer to my time here. But one of the things that we have been doing to counter all of this is working alongside with some of the growers. Now, as you all know, or perhaps most of you connecting to this channel know, we have the Fair Food Program. On the Fair Food Program, working with 14 different corporations, including Taco Bell, McDonald's, Burger King, Walmart, and 90% of the tomato industry represented under the Florida Tomato Growers Exchange. We have today been able to counter all of these impacts of COVID-19 in our community by working with some of the growers. Now, what I'm going to say, it's only on the side of mitigation, so I don't want you to get confused. We have been working with LUPE, for example, one of the partner growers. They have been working on including more people to sanitize buses twice a day. They have included more transportation so the workers don't have to travel all overcrowded in buses as they usually do. They have also communicated that they have some housing that they have made available for those workers who show symptoms, and they were trying to be able to work with different agencies to see if testing would take place. I don't know where that part was left, but something that has been done by the Fair Food Standards Council is a list of recommendations that go to every grower that is participating, where things are required in regards to the safety of the workers due to COVID-19. I know that there are growers that communicated that they didn't have necessarily all the resources or the window of time in which they were trying to get the personal protective equipment was a little long. Some were already placing orders when these conversations were taking place. But particularly with LUPE, there have been also efforts that extend beyond the fields because of this partnership. And what they have done with us is provide 7 hand washing stations in Immokalee. They have been maintained in part by them with their own paper towels and soap. And then in part, the Department of Health enter into these, also providing all of those things, leaving some stock here in the community center so that we can do our part, filling them up. The fire department has been filling them up with water twice a day, from what we understand. So there are those efforts that are necessary, that are ongoing, everyday efforts. And then there's also efforts from the women's group. And I think we have a face mask that we are going to show. Let me just grab it for you. Sorry, this is very new for me, presenting through a computer. So excuse me if I'm a little off. This is the mask. I don't know if you can see it, but there's been a lot of those. This also was made by the women's group. And just want to mention, you know, in times of crisis, the best in people come out. Also, in some cases, the worst in people come out. You know, but the beauty of the connections that we have and the alliances that have been built through the Campaign for Fair Food are what are giving us a lot of hope. We know that we're living in a dark moment right now, but we also know that as a community, we have the resilience that is needed to be able to push through, and we need to push through more than ever. With these partnerships and with these different efforts, we have been able to educate the community. We have been bringing people into the radio juntas, which are happening every Wednesday. We have been able to also connect with other partners. Right now, we're in communication with partners in health, which are they are trying to see how we can collaborate together alongside with Doctors Without Borders, whom are going to continue to work on these. So when I think about a community like Immokalee versus a community outside of the Fair Food Program and outside of places where there's no organizations, it is something that just makes me really afraid for every worker in the United States that works in the fields, and every worker that works in industries that are not doing enough to take care of the workforce and are treating them as expendable, while the conversation goes around saying we are, or the job that we do it's essential. Right now, as you probably heard about Wendy's today, you know, we're still waiting for them to do the right thing. And the campaign for fair food will continue. We're asking people to continue to support us in bringing Wendy's to reach an agreement with the community of Immokalee, because when I think about what we have been able to do with these growers, when we are able to sit with them and talk about best practices in regards to these crises that we have in front of us, it makes it even more important to talk about the need to bring corporations like Wendy's, like Kroger, like any corporation that needs to come to the table and make the Fair Food Program stronger so that we can respond in an appropriate way for things like this that place people's lives in danger directly. Now, nobody anticipated that this was going to be what it is today. We always probably want to think that, you know, those things are very unlikely, but it is here and it is impacting people everywhere. And I just want to say that we are very lucky to count on all of you. We need to continue fighting this fight, and bringing Wendy's to the table is going to help us to make sure that whenever we give recommendations to every grower participating in the program, recommendations are taken even more seriously. It's not to say that they are not, but there are many things that need to still happen. These cannot end in just efforts of mitigation. All of these need to be fortified. And the only way to do it is by bringing these corporations to take responsibility. Beyond that, we are pushing, as you know, since the beginning of this fight that we didn't anticipate it was going to become a campaign in regards to pushing the government to do what was necessary. We are now asking people to join us in an effort that's going to take place tomorrow. What I want to ask people to do is to pick up the phone and call the governor and tell the governor that as a community, Immokalee needs the attention of the authorities. The elected officials were elected with something in mind, to serve the public. We are also that public. We are part of the constituency that they say they represent. So we are going to ask you to call them, to call the government, call them to ask for more testing. What we need right now, it's more testing, more contact tracing work being done, more resources dedicated to Immokalee for those who need to be isolated, and obviously an appropriate response in terms of those who need treatment immediately. So all of this is not an ask just because we know that this is hurting our community and it's going to hurt even more before it gets better. This is a call because everyone depends on the farm workers. If there's no farm workers doing this job, if we fail to protect them while they are going to do this essential work, then we are failing. Even when we say, yes, that's essential, if we don't do something, then we are not really meaning that when we talk about these kind of industries. We need to do our part, and that's why I'm going to ask you to please do your part. Call the governor, ask for tests for Immokalee. Let's make our voices heard, because in this we are absolutely together in trying to look for a solution to these, in trying to be able to protect each other and protect our own communities. We need to come together to do the best that we can. So I hope that all of you are fine. I know that these are difficult times, not just for us, but for all of you who are listening to this. And we just want to say that we are very thankful that we have your support.
Muchas gracias, Gerardo, por compartir con todos los que están viendo la transmisión en esta tarde. Sabemos que es importante, ¿verdad? Pues que todos los que nos han apoyado durante estos años en la campaña de comida justa ha sido importante. Hoy más que nunca tenemos que seguir con este esfuerzo.
Thank you so much, Gerardo, for sharing that information. And just wanted to say for everyone who's been with us with the campaign for fair food over the past years, this fight continues and we have to keep working.
Así es, y bueno, para los que han hecho sus preguntas, también vamos a tener este espacio para responder algunas preguntas. Sabemos que hay muchas preguntas, pero usted puede mandar sus preguntas cuando usted quiera y con gusto nosotros le estaremos respondiendo, ¿verdad? Pero tenemos este espacio para algunas preguntas específicamente.
So thank you for everyone who's sent in their questions. You can continue to send questions in through the live stream chat. And we are going to make some space now to answer some of those questions live here.
Entonces, si tienen preguntas en este momento, pueden escribir al chat que tenemos esta tarde, y también pueden seguir siempre la página de la Coalición de Trabajadores de Immokalee, seguir el boicot contra Wendy's, que es muy importante.
So yes, please send in questions if you have any, and you can definitely visit the page or Facebook page for the coalition and for the Boycott Wendy's to get more information.
Así es, bueno, parece que mientras que ustedes se animan a hacer sus preguntas, vamos a entrar a otro espacio. Tenemos también un amigo que siempre nos ha apoyado desde el principio de la campaña de comida justa.
So now we're going to introduce a friend of ours that's been an ally to the coalition for many, many years.
Así es, desde la campaña desde el boicot de Taco Bell, nos ha acompañado con la música, no faltando la música en lo que hacemos nosotros como parte de la coalición.
So yeah, OLMECA has been an ally to the coalition since the Taco Bell campaign. And, you know, we can't forget music. Music is a very large part of the campaigns we have and the work we do.
Bienvenido, OLMECA, una vez más con nosotros aquí a esta transmisión.
All right, welcome, OLMECA, to the transmission. Thank you for joining us.
Aló, aló, ¿me escuchan?
Sí.
Sí.
¿Se escucha? Ah, qué bueno. Pues, pues nada, gracias otra vez por la invitación y pues siempre estar con la coalición es como estar con la familia, entonces, ¿cómo les voy a decir que no?
Gracias. Y para nosotros es igual, ¿verdad? Que siempre cuando hay un espacio así nos has acompañado y eso nos da mucha alegría poder contar con su presencia cada vez más.
Así es. Así es. Y pues a la gente que está escuchando, for people who are listening, pues un mensaje, ¿no? Que es muy básico, que el trabajador esencial, pues primeramente es humano y las vidas humanas son esenciales. Entonces, tenemos que aprender a valorar a las personas como humanos y no solamente porque actualmente hoy están haciendo un trabajo esencial que se necesita para la sociedad, sino que pues el humano siempre es esencial y este trabajo que están haciendo los trabajadores de Immokalee, tal como otros trabajadores, pues es esencial hoy, fue esencial ayer y va a ser esencial mañana. Entonces, ¿qué? ¿Le doy una canción o qué? ¿Dónde se me fueron?
Claro que sí, estamos emocionados de escuchar.
Va. Ahí va. A ver, nomás, dígame si se oye bien. Aló, 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 ¿se oye bien?
Sí.
¿Se oye la música?
Se escucha.
Bueno. Dice... Tengo sabor, yo lo sé, quieren todo mi sabor, mi gente mantiene presencia, vamos a cambiarlo, todo queda. They telling me I don't belong, with two fingers tell them they wrong, my people maintaining their presence, changing it all, todo queda. Time that we all fall in line with the cause, that's what I do when I'm climbing the walls, I'm border breaking, when it's mistaken, people are people, not freedom for all, I'ma go ahead and swing with the fences, and I ain't talking about no jailbreaking, I'm talking get to the top of the census, being the one to maintain that essence, that's what I do, solo que soy, if I do on my own, pues solito me voy, I ain't pushing away, I invite you to join, I'ma disrupt the whole narrative, boy, de este lado, huh, what you mean, ni de aquí ni de allá, keep it 200 y déjalo ya, somos de aquí, somos de allá, coalición presente, dice, tengo sabor, yo lo sé, quieren todo mi sabor, mi gente mantiene presencia, vamos a cambiarlo, todo queda. They telling me I don't belong, with two fingers tell them they wrong, my people maintaining their presence, changing it all, todo queda. Sabes, somos salvavidas para la economía, mini money, mini, somos como una dinastía, run and tell it to your mama, dile sé lo que decía, que esta economía, a sin ella no existiría, what good is it if my people wanna be like everybody without roots, so you'll be nobody, rather be connected and to know that I belong in beauty. Beauty of my people, leaving us a legacy. Woo! How much power we got? You'll think like me when the song is all done. Let me sell you two sides better than one. Flip it whichever way, you already won. Bueno, llegará el día, Nina, la Frida y Ramón exigía. Ahora me toca seguir las que brillan. Tan neguero que falta todavía. Así es. Dice el coro. Tengo sabor, yo lo sé, quieren todo mi sabor, mi gente mantiene presencia, vamos a cambiarlo, todo queda claro, they telling me I don't belong, with two fingers tell them they wrong, my people maintaining their presence, changing it all, todo queda claro. Yeah. Esta canción se llama La Balacera.
como quisiera decir.
Ay, todos dicen que sí, conoce la balacera. Y mi gente del norte al sur conoce la balacera. Y los que viven por aquí conocen la balacera. De la sierra al agua azul. Hey, mijo, no me culpo y no me oculto. El mundo un poco brusco que le doy susto, pero te digo, yo no lo consulto. Vente a gusto, sin prejuicio, tampoco con acuso. Entiende mi reacción hacia el futuro. Una sociedad que está de luto. Mataron los sueños, futuro difunto. Somos gente de maíz, disculpo. Si no te nega el agua, no se envía. Y busco envuelto en busco. Suárez se le enseño, te digo quién es dueño. Mi valor es diminuto, cambia minuto. Te digo no de gusto pero inculco. Entiende mi reacción hacia el insulto. Tengo cosas que decir, no siempre soy alumno. No soy el problema ni no poco el absoluto. Siempre tuve el alma de un adulto. Firme en el tema, no me disculpo. No me disculpo, sé cuál es la ciencia. Piensas que mi forma representa indiferencia. Qué pena que en plena guerra se usa. Tú piensas que a mí me guste más la dolencia que la carencia. No te lo digo con ausencia de conciencia. Nunca he preferido la violencia a la inocencia. De conquista la hacienda, la iglesia. La violencia la conozco por herencia. Nadie te salva, nadie se salva. Pienso que esto empieza primero en la presidencia. Mientras sigan con lo mismo sus agencias, la balacera será la consecuencia. Ay, todos dicen que sí, conoce la balacera. Y mi gente del norte al sur, hey, conoce la balacera. Todos. Y los que viven por aquí, conoce la balacera. De la sierra al agua azul, conoce la balacera. Digan todos. Conoce la balacera. Conoce la balacera. Mi gente conoce la balacera. Conoce la balacera. Hey, la balacera puede ser la opresión, la lucha, esas cosas que vemos día tras día. Por eso es que la canción dice lo que dice. Conoce la balacera, porque mi gente lo ha visto, lo ha vivido. Conoce la balacera. Yeah. ¿Cómo ven?
Gracias, Olmeca, como siempre, ¿verdad? Es un gusto poder verte siempre, cada vez en nuestras acciones, y hoy, pues, más que nunca, estamos juntos, ¿verdad? Y agradecer a cada una de las personas que están viendo esta transmisión, de que hoy más que nunca es el día para poder unirnos, o es el tiempo para unirnos más, para poder hacer que los trabajadores esenciales pues sean tratados con dignidad. Y también hoy más que nunca un llamado también al gobernador de la Florida para que haya más pruebas para los trabajadores, ¿no? Que es lo más importante ahorita en este momento.
Así es. It's great to have you here as always. Thank you for sharing your music with everyone, and thank you for everyone who's joined us. You know, today, more than anything, what we need is for the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, to allocate more testing to Immokalee for the coronavirus. And so we, you know, need everyone to come together here in order to call the governor and ask for more testing.
Mañana es el día de llamada de acción, así es que invitamos a toda la gente y que sigan compartiendo esta transmisión y, ¿por qué no?, también subir la gráfica que muestra, ¿verdad?, cómo está afectando a nuestra comunidad, la comunidad trabajadora, los trabajadores esenciales que hoy en día están en medio de una situación difícil, ¿verdad?, de lo que es el COVID-19.
And so what we are asking is if you all could share the graphic that will be on the screen, and just share that so that people can learn about what's going on here in Immokalee, and understand the situation and what we need here as far as testing is concerned. And if you can join tomorrow, we're going to have a call to action to call the governor's office and ask for more testing.
Así es que muchas gracias por ver este video, gracias por acompañarnos en esta transmisión. y nos estaremos siempre en comunicación. Recuerda que pueden entrar a la página de la Coalición de Trabajadores Imócali, las redes sociales, que es importante, ¿verdad?, estar actualizado de la información de lo que está pasando hoy en día, en especial aquí en Imócali.
And thank you so much again for joining us. We love you. And just to let you know, please feel free to visit all of our Facebook page, our website for the coalition, just to learn more information about the work that we're doing here in Immokalee.
Así es que tengan buena tarde, gracias y hasta la próxima. Cuídense mucho.
So have a good afternoon. Thank you so much, and take care, everyone.